We touched briefly on a Rex Lex society versus a Lex Rex society. I want to take some time to make that distinction a little more clear. A Rex Lex society is a society that believes that the king is the law. The king, being the sovereign, can take the form of an actual monarchy, or it could be an aristocracy, an oligarchy, or even a democracy. Whereas in a Lex Rex society, the law is the king. It's the rule of law that is supreme and authoritative as the sovereign. And in any society that adopts that there is a pre-existence of law, they're clearly a Lex Rex society, as is ours. And in the United States, that sovereign is our United States Constitution, the supreme law of the land. This distinction between a Lex Rex and a Rex Lex is what helps us understand the significant distinction between a democracy and a republic. A democracy is nothing more than mob rule. It's majority opinion that determines the rule of law. That was never what our founding fathers intended for us to have. As a matter of fact, that's why we were called an empire of laws, not of men. It's also why James Madison took a great deal of time to explain his concern not only on the threat of a minority faction trampling on the rights of the majority, but even a majority faction trampling on the rights of the minority. It's why we embrace the concept of the supremacy of the rule of law. And as to a democracy, they were very clear that they had very little respect for such a framework of government. Adams said that he had never met a democracy that had not committed suicide. And Benjamin Franklin's metaphor was even more colorful. He said that democracy was nothing more than two wolves and a lamb voting on what to have for lunch. Clearly, they did not intend to give us a democracy, nor did they. Benjamin Franklin was very clear when he said that they had given us a republic, if we could keep it. The problem is it's really hard to keep something when you don't fully understand what it is that you're trying to keep. So our founding fathers gave us a structure of government that did embrace pre-existing law, did embrace the supremacy of the rule of law as the king. And so if we break that down, it's very important if we're going to keep it, if we understand what is it that those pre-existing rights, those laws, those things that could not be trampled on by any government, what are those liberties that our government is supposed to be protecting?